So we'll start in a comfortable seat. Just taking a moment to ground and settle yourself. You can place one hand on your heart and one hand on your belly. And then take a moment to close your eyes and see if you can invite your awareness down into the lower body. So you're likely to feel a little busy in your thoughts when you've just come into seated. And see if you can trickle that awareness from the headspace down into the lower body, down into the legs and the feet. And notice the sense of contact of your feet and legs and hips on the ground. Notice those areas where your body is in touch with the ground beneath you. And this can be a really nice practice to do at any point in the day. If you're feeling the thoughts are starting to get a little busy, then try drawing your awareness into the lower body. You can draw your awareness to the feet and notice the contact of your feet on the ground. Explore feeling into the sensation of your legs and your lower body. And then notice how you feel when you do this. Notice that it's a practice, and if the thought's still being busy, can you meet yourself with that acceptance and compassion without judging yourself for having a busy mind? Can you practice patience, compassion, and acceptance? Each time you breathe out, allow your awareness to drop a little deeper down into the lower body. Feeling a sense of settling and grounding each time you breathe out. And now guide your awareness to the hands. And become curious about the sensation, temperature, and texture of the hands. What feelings can you notice throughout the palms of the hands? Notice this nurturing touch that you're offering yourself and your baby this moment. A touch of unconditional love. And now observe the movement of your body, moving in and out of your hands. Notice the body gently press into the hands as you breathe in. And gently soften away from the hands as you breathe out. And you practice being present with the feeling of your breath on your body. And noticing how it feels when you practice guiding your presence and awareness to your breath. Now guiding your awareness to the top hand by the heart. And feel the movement of the heart underneath the hand. Recognize your own resources of compassion, inner strength, and courage. Recognize that unwavering strength of a mother that you are and are becoming. Recognize these resources of compassion and strength that you already have to bring your baby into this world. Now gently draw your palms away from you so that the hands are a few inches or so in front of the body. And notice the change of temperature under the palms. Notice the sensation and the feel of the air on your skin. And very gently turn the palms to face up so the fingertips are out to the sides. And we're going to gather all that we've cultivated, those feelings of strength, courage, and compassion. Draw a circle with the arms as you gather these qualities. And turning the palms to face down in front of you and gently press the palms down, inviting compassion, strength, and courage into the form of your body. We'll do that twice more, but now move into the breath. So as you breathe in, find a slow, steady breath in through the nose. Drawing the circle, breathing in compassion, courage, and strength. And as you breathe out, feel into that sense of grounding, drawing your awareness to the lower body. Feeling the form of your body with these qualities. And take in one more like this, palms face up, breathe in. And your palms face down, breathing out slowly through the nose. Allow your hands to rest down in the knees, on the knees. Let the elbows drop. Take a moment to close your eyes and observe how you feel after this short practice. Notice any changes in your current mind state. And then gently open the eyes. So before we do a little movement, I thought I'd share with you just a few practices that I did in my pregnancy. One of them that I did on hypnobirthing, which was holding ice cubes. And I don't know if any of you have done this, but I found it actually a really amazing practice. So the practice was to hold ice cubes, which if you want to do in your own time, go for it. You hold the ice cubes and then you hold them for between 1 minute and 90 seconds. Melissa will know this better than me, but I think if I get the time right, the contraction is 90 seconds and then there's 90 seconds of no contraction. So that's like a guideline for the sensation. So you hold the ice cubes for 90 seconds and then you release them. And it's a really nice practice because although it doesn't feel anything like a contraction, there's a real level of discomfort there and a kind of overbearing sensation of the coldness of the ice. And it can be nice to practice it and know that it comes to an end, and practice shifting your awareness to a part of the body where you feel no sensation. So this is in the meditation that I send you today. And you practice this dance with discomfort where you land your awareness in the palms of the hands with this ice cube where it's getting a strong sensation. And then you send your awareness to a part of the body where there's no sensation. And have this little dance between the two, which I found really beneficial to explore sensation throughout labour. You kind of move with the sensation rather than against it, and then it becomes less fearful and more of a journey. So feel free to play with ice cubes this week. And then the other practice that I did in pregnancy, which is optional too, is take cold showers, really cold showers, and I do the same thing. So there was a meditation that I'll send you as well that's led by Tara Brach, and she talks about dancing with pain. And she recommends this, or I was inspired to do it from her, where you go in a cold shower and you kind of dance with that sensation again. So you just like be with it rather than flinch against it. And I found that really beneficial for labour. So feel free if you want to get adventurous, either ice cubes or cold shower. But for now, we'll do some gentle movements. So you can come up to standing. And starting with a little joint release. First we'll just take A slight wave of the arms forwards and back, and gently rock forwards and back on the feet. As you rock forwards and back on the feet, feel the weight move into the balls of the feet and then the heels of the feet. And slowly draw your feet towards static so you can feel a balance of your weight throughout the balls of the feet and the heels of the feet. And from here, lift your shoulders up towards your ears. Lift them high to the ears so you feel a kind of crunching tension on the shoulders. Take a slow breath in. And then a long sigh out as you drop your shoulders. And take 2 more like that. Breathe in. Let the arms be heavy. Take a soft bend into the knees so the legs feel strong but settled. And turn your head down towards your left shoulder. As you breathe in, draw the head back to center. And breathe out, turn your head down to the right shoulder. Inhale, center. Exhale, left. Gaze turns down, chin turns down. Breathe in. And breathe out. Take 1 more on each, move in with the breath. And then coming back to center, we'll do the same movement with the head, but we're going to add in the arm movements to get into a really nice lateral side bend. And these are great throughout pregnancy, particularly when you get into the 3rd trimester and it becomes hard to breathe. You kind of wonder where the breath is going because baby's taking up all that space. So by doing the side stretches, you stretch the intercostal muscles in between the ribs, and it physically creates more space for your lungs to expand. So these can be great for pregnancy. So we're going to ground even into the feet, and as you breathe in, reach the right arm up. And as you reach the left arm down, turn your gaze down towards your left fingertips. On the inhale, wimble your arms so the left arm guides up as the right arm guides down. And turn your gaze down towards your right fingertips. Breathe in to wimble the arms. Feel that soft movement of the arms, recognizing the sensation throughout the hands. And then turning the gaze to the left. And reach your arms in opposite directions, feeling that length and stretch throughout the body. Inhale back to center. And exhale as you gaze towards the right shoulder, right fingertips. Breathe in, sweeping back. And breathe out down to the left shoulder. Inhale. And exhale. And 1 more on each side. Move in with your breath. And lowering the hands just in front of the belly and take a slightly deeper bend to the knees. So you want to feel this really strong root into your foundation. And this can be a nice chance to dance with sensation. So we'll be standing for a little while and we'll start to do a little movement throughout the hands in a moment. So as the discomfort in your legs starts to build, see if you can explore that dance with sensation. So guiding your awareness into the feeling of the discomfort in the legs when it starts to build, and then dancing as you draw the awareness to a different area of the body where there's little or no sensation, maybe a different sensation. So exploring the different feelings throughout the body. And keep the legs strong. Turn the palms to face down just by the belly button. And now slowly spiral the right fingertips up and the left fingertips down. This is the wood element mudra. The left hand represents your strong rooted foundation, and the right hand represents this new growth, new beginnings, and new life. Guiding your awareness into the sensation of your hands, slowly draw the palms back to center by the belly button. The palms face down. And turning the right fingertips to face down and the left fingertips up into the wood element mudra. Slowly moving back to center. And the right fingertips move up and the left down. This practice cultivates patience and inner strength. It's associated with the wood element, which is associated with the season of spring and our earlier years in life from 0 to 20. It's associated with new beginnings and the emotion of kindness and anger. When we have a healthy wood energy, we have this healthy balance of kindness and anger, where the kindness balances the anger to give us that strength to stand up for what we believe in and move from a place of kind of justice, doing good. There's that compassion and strength of a mother. You might notice a change in sensation through your legs. Notice your own inner strength. You cultivate strength and compassion in this steady flow. Doing the final one. The roots of the lower hand and new beginnings of the top hand. And coming back to center, release your legs. Allow your arms to drop by your side, noticing any changes in sensation throughout the body. Take a slow breath in through the nose. And a slow, long sigh through the mouth. And this next practice is also related to the wood element, and it's a really nice spinal opener. This one's going to open the upper back and the chest primarily. Just be really mindful of the degree of extension with your bump. So doing what feels right for your bump and whatever stage that's at. We'll take a soft bend into the knees. You can bring the feet as wide as they need to be to accommodate your bump. And now as you breathe in, draw the palms to face forwards and up, so the hands come into a cactus shape. A little bit like goddess pose. Lift your heart up towards the ceiling as you breathe in. Now as you breathe out, sweep the fingertips forward so the back of the palms face one another. And as you reach forward through the fingertips, reach forward through the crown of the head. So just move to a degree that feels comfortable for your bump, your shape. Inhale back to center, moving back, open up. The strength build in the legs and feel that openness and compassion of the heart. As you exhale, slowly sweep the fingertips forwards, reach the crown of the head forwards. Inhale, opening. And exhale, closing. We'll do one more like this. Notice any change in sensation through the hands. Breathe in, open. And breathe out, close. Gently draw your hands back to center by your side. And then observe how you feel. So you might feel that heat generated in the body. If it's feeling a little too much and you want to sit down, for the next few practices you can do the arm flows sat down. So I'll leave that up to you. You can either sit down for these next arm flows or continue standing. So the next one is called Parting the Clouds, and it's related to the fire element. As you breathe in, draw the arms wide. And as you breathe out, spiral the little fingertips in towards you. So little fingertips spiral in towards the heart. And breathe in, push your palms to face forwards. You kind of swim the hands to the side. And then lower your hands back down towards your hips. In that once more, breathe in, open the hands up towards shoulder height. And exhale, spiral your fingertips inwards towards your chest. Breathe in, push the hands forwards. And exhale, swinging the hands down towards your hips. So we'll do this twice more, moving with the breath. Breathe in, hands to shoulder height. Exhale, spiral in. Breathe in, push the hands forwards. Exhale, lowering the hands. Final one, breathe in. Exhale, curl in towards the heart. Breathe in, push forwards. Exhale, lower. So our final Qigong movement before we move back to your familiar yoga postures. This is separating the clouds. We draw the palms towards one another without the arms touching, so the one's in front of the other. Fingertips face down, back of the palms kind of facing towards one another. And as you breathe in, draw a circle with the arms, elbows lead towards the ceiling. And breathe out, drawing the hands wide and down by the hips again. Back of the hands turn to face one another, cross the arms in the opposite direction. Keep the hands soft and heavy. Notice the change in sensation. As you breathe in, circle the arms. And exhale, lower. Take two more like this. Inhale. Exhale. Breathe in. And breathe out. Now bringing the hands just in front of your baby and your bump. Feeling that energy throughout the palms of the hands and the heat that you've generated. And keeping a little space, a couple of inches between your belly and your hands. Imagine this energy and warmth that you've created throughout the body is nourishing your baby. Shower them with this compassion and strength, this support that you're cultivating. And lower the hands, let the arms drop. And doing a few shoulder rotations throughout the upper body, so you can kind of do these gorilla movements with the arms lifting the shoulders up and back, keeping the elbows nice and loose, and then drawing the shoulders back inwards. Rotations, big juicy rotations to free up the upper back. And these can be really nice to do when you're breastfeeding and it starts to get tight in the upper back and shoulders. So before we move to all fours, we'll do a couple of joint mobility around the hips and the knees, so you can bring the feet together and then start to draw a few little circles through the hips. It might feel better to see the feet apart. We'll bring the feet together for the knee mobilization. So you can draw a circle with your hips, keeping the feet as wide as your bump requires. And then switch in direction whenever that feels comfortable to do so. So these movements can be really nice to do with some music. Find your favorite music and have a little dance with your baby. You can use it at any point. A really nice way to sprinkle that element of joy into your pregnancy, that playfulness, because you won't be pregnant for long, and it's nice to enjoy it amid all of the unknown. While your baby's nice and quiet inside the womb, you might want to pop it back in the womb at some point. So enjoy these moments. And I mentioned in the email to start making yourself a birthing playlist, which can be a really fun thing to do, and it really helped me through labour to kind of empower myself with songs that made me feel good. And Kate Bush on there and other empowering singers. So choose your favourites that really give you that feeling of confidence, which can be a great thing to cultivate. So, how we're going to bring the feet together, and take a bend into the knees here, squeezing the knees together. Take the hands onto the top of the thighs, and then press down on the thighs and start to draw circles with your knees. And just draw 3 circles in one direction and 3 in the other direction. And coming back to center when you've finished that, and we'll make your way to all fours on the mat. We'll do our ankle rotations down on the ground from our all four position. So coming into all fours, spread out through your fingers. Find an even balance throughout the palms of the hands. Your hands will likely feel quite alive and awake after that Qigong movement. And keeping the feet and the knees about hip distance apart or wider if your bump requires. And then start to draw a few circles again with the hips in this all four position. And we're going to up the ante of the breath here, finding that Ujjayi ocean sounding breath. Just slowly breathe in through the nose and then the breath to the back of the throat. And listen to the audible quality of the breath. And slowly breathe out through the nose. And notice how it feels to breathe in and out through the nose. And if you're feeling any restriction in the breath, feel free to breathe in or out through the mouth. And we could explore some of those out breath exercises that help you find that release and that lengthening of the out breath. We'll do the blubber lips and the S breath. Starting with the blubber lips, you take the breath out. You could lip the lips, let the lips be relaxed, and then blubber with the breath out. And 2 more like this. Final 1. Now trying the S breath, so make a long S sound through the lips, and you could start to change the shape of your circles, maybe incorporating the whole of the torso rather than just the hips now, and start to move in a way that feels really nourishing for yourself and your baby at this moment. And you find a way that feels intuitively good to move to suit your pregnant body. Like kind of hoping for Isabel to go into labour during this movement. You never know. So now we'll do the lion's breath on the breath out. We're going to do the S breath, and I got distracted by thinking of Isabel. So we're going to do the lion's breath and then the S breath. So as you do the lion's breath, you take that big, wide, kind of raw shape for the mouth and stick your tongue out for a big tongue release, tapping into your courageous lioness. Take a slow breath in. And 2 more like this. And 3 S breaths. And from here, come back into the cat shape. So the cat shape is the doming of the spine, which depending on the shape of your bump, you may not be able to dome the spine too much. I remember being pregnant and hardly being able to move in this shape. So just find that degree of flexion that your spine can naturally move into. And gently draw the hips down towards your heels, keeping the knees as wide as your bump needs. And as your hips come down, lower your forearms down. And then pressing into the hands, inhale to gently sweep your heart forwards and through. And exhale, drawing the hips back down as you find that soft doming of the back body. So hips lower, forearms lower. Inhale, sweep through. And exhale, lower. Taking 3 more like this. Move to the sound of your ocean sound in Ujjayi breath. That steady breath in and steady breath out. Now coming back to center, so come back to all fours. From here, keep the left toes tucked and then outstretch the right toes back. Just going to draw a circle with the right heel, right ankle, for 3 rotations in one direction and 3 in the other direction. Now reaching through the back foot, place the foot face down so that you're on the inner seam of the right foot. Spread out through the toes so you're getting that stretch out of the foot and placing the little toe side down to the mat. And now guide your right hand to your right hip. And bring the right hand to the right shoulder. And start to draw circles with the right elbow tip. As you sweep the elbow forwards, start to reach it forwards in the direction of your head so that you can feel into that side stretch, stretching the intercostal muscles. Make space for your lungs to breathe laterally. And then continue to draw those circles with the shoulder. If the movement is creating your balance to sway, then feel free to come into a static position, reaching the arm forwards and reach through your fingertips to press through the sole of your right foot. So feel free to stay here in the static position for 3 breaths. Or if you're really enjoying those movements with the elbow, then feel free to take 3 more of these. Now placing that hand down, we're going to just kind of walk towards the screen and turn your toes back behind you. So this is walking towards gate pose. And then we'll come up to this position. I'll try not to chop my head off, but it may do. And then slide your hand down towards that outstretched leg and reach up through the left arm. So you feel this nice long stretch from the left knee to the left fingertips. You can either turn the gaze down towards the right hand or turn the gaze up towards the ceiling and choose the option that feels the most nourishing for the neck. Taking 2 steady breaths in through the nose and out through your nose. And slowly move back down. I'm going to come back to all fours so we can do the same on the other side. So this time lifting up through the left leg, and then draw 3 rotations of the left leg, the left ankle, and 3 in the opposite direction. As you outstretch the foot, place the inside of the foot down the big toe side, and then spread out through your toes so you can place the little toe side down to the mat, grounding the whole sole of your foot if you can. Bring the left hand to the hip. To help your balance, you could tuck the right toes under. This can help your balance. An option to stay here if you're feeling wobbly. Or bring the hand to the shoulder and then draw those circles with the left elbow. And you can move at any pace that feels nourishing for the body. Sometimes when we move faster, we actually get less out of the pose. So see what it feels like to move slowly and feel into the sensation of the side body. You can exaggerate that slow movement and reach up and over to the left of the left elbow. Feel into the side of the body stretch. Move into the sound of your breath, that steady breath in through the nose and out through the nose. Now feel free to stay with these movements, find that fluidity, or reach through the fingertips, find that long line from the little toe to the little finger. Taking 3 breaths here. And slowly guiding that hand down, so you're walking the hands in line with the torso and in line with that right knee. And then you can turn the foot to face back in line with the right knee. Easing your way back up so that we're stretching over towards the left leg now. So place the left hand down, inhale, reach up through the right arm. Either gazing down or up. Be mindful of your neck. 3 rounds of breath. Listen to the sound of your breath. And gradually coming back to center. Ease your way back to all fours. And start to move in towards down dog. If you've been advised to not practice down dog, then you can move from your cat-cow in towards standing. So you could do this by drawing the hands back and then easing your way back up. But for those of you that are okay to practice your down dog, if you haven't been advised otherwise, then start to spread out through the hands, tuck the toes, and lift up to down dog. You can take the feet as wide as they need to accommodate bump. So we'll do just 2 rounds of the pregnancy sun salute, moving really slowly and mindfully. And if you're not practicing down dog, you can come into the cow position, straight into that position from standing. So you gaze forward, step the left foot forwards, and followed by the right foot. To bend into the knees so you can bring the forearms to the thighs. Having a little moment here, grounding to the feet. Inhale, circle your arms, reach up. And exhale, hands to heart center. Staying in standing for a moment, place both hands to the heart. And have a little check-in with how you're feeling. Have a little check-in with your energy. Feel the rhythm of the heart moving into the hands. Ground yourself with the ebb and flow of your breath. We're going to bring the hands into Lotus Mudra for our flow this evening. So with Lotus Mudra, place the little fingers to touch and the thumbs to touch. It's a nice broad opening throughout the palms of the hands and the fingertips. So placing your Lotus Mudra by your heart center. And as you inhale, open up the fingers, feel that receptivity through the hands as you reach up. And as you exhale, close in the fingertips to touch. Take a soft bend into the knees and come all the way down. The option to step into your down dog or step straight into your cat-cow. If you're in down dog, stay in here for 2 rounds of breath. Lower in the knees, go into cat-cow for those of you that are in it already. Good to meet you there. And breathe into the cow pose. Breathe out to your cat pose. Taking 3 of these, nourish your body with your breath. Breathe in. And breathe out. Inhale. Exhale. Now outstretch the left leg back and step your left foot forwards and wide just by your left fingertips. And ease your way up, drawing the hands back into your Lotus Mudra. Ground into the left foot. Inhale, reach up as you spread out through your fingertips. Feel that opening of the hands. And this opens up through the heart channel all the way to the heart, coming into your courage, compassion and strength. As you breathe out, lower your hands down to the ground. And step the left knee back. Breathe in back to your cow. And out to cow. Inhale. And exhale, moving with your breath. Final one, breathe in. And breathe out. Gaze forward, step your right foot forwards. And it wide to accommodate your bump on the way forwards. And easing your way up, drawing the hands back to your lotus. Ground through that front leg and the back roof of the foot. Inhale, open up through the fingertips. Feel that strength and flexibility of the hands. Breathe in, fill up the heart. And you breathe out, feel that sinking into the lower body, that sense of rooting and grounding. As you inhale, feel that opening of the chest and the fingertips. And you exhale, lower in the hands. And either stepping back to all fours or back to your down dog. So you gaze forwards, step 1 foot forwards, and drawing the hips back, step the back foot forwards. Forearms to thighs, feel that grounding and strength in the lower body. Now as you inhale, circle the arms wide and draw your fingertips back to the Lotus Mudra. Exhale, hands to heart center. Allow your hands to rest on your heart. In the rhythm of the heart and the rhythm of your breath. We'll take just one more round like that, honouring your energy. And then moving towards the restorative poses. Breathe in, sweep up through the fingertips, Lotus Mudra. And breathe out, folding forwards. This time we'll all come back to all fours. And rather than the cat-cow, start to spiral the hips from the inner point of the spiral to the outer point of the spiral. So slowly making the circles larger and larger as you reach the largest circle of your spiral. And then as you reach the outer circle of the spiral, switch directions and spiral back inwards to the inner point of your spiral. And as you come in towards the inner point of the spiral, start to draw in and up through the pelvic floor. So really slowly, making the circles as small as you can. As if you are circling your awareness in and up through the pelvic floor walls. Visualize the front, middle, and the back passage as you spiral in and up. And then slow down the movement to allow the hips to become static. And we'll see if you can isolate the movement of the hips. So you're tilting the tailbone down and up without moving the spine much. There's just that isolation of the pelvis moving up and down. And now as you breathe in, tilt the tailbone down, draw in and up through the pelvic floor. And as you breathe out, tilt the tailbone up and soften and relax the pelvic floor. So we're just combining that slight pelvic tilt with your pelvic floor awareness. Soften the pelvic floor as you tilt the tailbone up, breathe out. Tilt the tailbone down, draw in and up through the pelvic floor muscles. Soften slowly as you tilt the tailbone up. Contract, drawing in and up as you tilt the tailbone down. And close your eyes and practice 3 more like this, exploring the pelvic floor. That element of playfulness and curiosity. Just feeling into what you can find. And there's no right or wrong, it's just a practice. And coming back to center, step the left foot forwards, taking a final lunge on each side. Hands together for your lotus. Breathe in, reach open and up. And breathe out, lowering the hands. Step your left knee back. Right foot comes forwards. Inhale, Lotus Mudra. And exhale, lower. Rounding through the hands, either coming straight in towards that forward fold position to head up, or coming through the down dog. Step one foot forwards, followed by the other foot. Forearms to thighs, ground through your feet. Inhale, circle the arms to your lotus. Exhale, hands to heart center. And then both hands on the heart. Reconnect to the movement of your heart and the movement of your breath. Then keeping one hand on your heart and lowering the other to your baby bump, recognizing your baby's heart. Feel into the strength and support of the legs. Trickle your awareness back down towards the feet. And the sensation of your feet on the ground. Strong support, strong foundation, supporting yourself and your baby. Recognize your own inner strength. Now turning the toes to face slightly outwards. And we'll draw the hands together as you slowly lower into your squat. We'll come into a squat called Malasana. And for some of you, you will be on your balls of the feet, which makes it a little more challenging to turn into a balanced pose. For some of you, because of your bone structure, you may find that your feet can touch the ground. So both options are appropriate. There's no right or wrong. It's just that they will feel a little different. And both options allow the pelvis to take that weight and let gravity take a hold of the pelvis. So this helps decompress the lower back, which can get a little tight in pregnancy. Sometimes the lumbar gets a little bit compressed due to the change of your shape of your baby bump, and because we sat down a lot on chairs. So this helps gravity take a hold of the pelvis or the pelvic girdle and helps decompress the lower back in both of these options. This one's just a little harder because of the balance. And if you are in this more balanced shape, you could bring the fingertips down to help kind of spread that balance throughout the fingertips and the feet. Steadying the gaze for 2 rounds of breath. And then slowly easing your way to seated. You can bring the left foot just in front of you. And then we're going to lift up through the right foot. Just keeping that spaciousness for your bump, recognizing your shape. Take a hold of the right foot with your left hand and your right knee with your right hand. And we're just going to gently cradle your leg from side to side. So this can be a nice release for the hip joint. And you can either stay here, just moving side to side, or if you've got the space and it feels good to do so, support the knee, flex your foot into the hand, and then start to draw a few little circles with that right hip. And allowing the right leg to come down. You'll slide that foot in front of you a little, and then lift up through the left, taking a hold of the left foot with the right hand, left knee with the left hand, and starting with that side to side motion. Feel free to stay here or draw those circles with your hip. And then lowering the left foot. And now outstretch through the right leg and place your left foot by your right thigh. And now just tiptoe the fingertips forwards. To that degree of flexion that you can comfortably move to whilst keeping that spaciousness for your baby and bump. And we just want to move until we feel a nice stretch release down the inner right seam of the thigh. Now keeping onto the fingertips, place the right fingertips down by the right knee. Keeping a little bend into that elbow. Inhale, open up through the left side. And as you ground down through the right hand, rise up through the left hand. And gently turn your head down towards the right shoulder. And feel free to stay here or gently reach the fingertips up and over, creating a crescent moon shape. down the left side of the body. You then come back to center. Take a moment to close the eyes, settle your spine in neutral. And notice any change in sensation from one side of the body to the other. Take a moment to scan throughout the face, notice your face expression. And invite an element of relaxation to the facial muscles. You soften the tension in the muscles of the face. And gradually draw the right leg in as you outstretch your left leg out. Onto the fingertips at the left hand, taking a bend into the left elbow. Inhale, reach up through the right side. And draw the left shoulder away from the left ear as you press into the left fingertips. The arm feels quite engaged. And as you press on through the fingertips, rise up through the right fingertips. You could stay here or gently sweep over into that crescent moon shape. You then come back to center. And drawing the hands in front of you again so you can ease into that place of flexion, that just right position. Steady the gaze and find 3 steady breaths in and out through the nose. And easing your way back to center. We're going to do one more pelvic floor exercise before moving down towards the reclined positions. Now this one is different to the ones we've been practicing with that up forward and over. It's from sitting down and it's more of a visualization exercise with the hands. So sometimes for those of us that are more visual learners, it can help you to engage the muscles and release the muscles with the visual and the feeling of the hands. So we're going to place the hands into the lotus mudra. And as you open up the hands into the lotus, you visualize the pelvic floor muscles softening and opening, releasing. Feel that relaxation of the front, the middle, and the back passage. And now slowly drawing the petals of the lotus in towards one another. As you breathe in and contract the pelvic floor, drawing in and up the front, middle, and back. Feel that lift and contraction. Hold in for 1, 2, maybe 3 counts. Without judgment, have a play. And as you breathe out, slowly release, soften, and open out through your lotus mudra. So that your lotus mudra is mirroring the softening and the relaxation of the pelvic floor. Inhale, drawing the petals in. As you contract, drawing in and up, front, middle, back passage. Contract for 1, 2, or 3 counts. As you release, open up your lotus flower. Soften to the count of 3. Breathe in and up, closing your lotus, contract, front, middle, and back. Hold in the contraction. And slowly soften, release, opening to your lotus flower. We'll take 3 more like this. Move into your breath and hold in for whatever number you can hold the contraction. Can you keep the face relaxed and soft? If you're scrunching up your face, it might be a sign that you're judging yourself, telling yourself you're doing it wrong. And know that there's no right or wrong. We're having a little play and an explore, heightening your awareness of your pelvic floor area. Taking one more, drawing in and up as you close your lotus. 1, 2, 3. Opening the lotus, softly release. And gently resting the hands down by the knees. And we'll come to lie down on the left side of the body. So we'll do a final movement on the left side and the right side, shortly on the right side, before coming down to relaxation. So you can place the hand just underneath the head, taking the bend into the lower leg. And as you reach up through that top leg, place the hand just behind the thigh. Slowly draw your leg towards you. And drawing 3 rotations through the ankle in each direction. Now take a bend into the knee, draw your knee down towards your lower leg, press the thigh down into the mat, then out stretch through the right leg, reaching forwards. As you bend into the knee, lift your knee up towards the ceiling. And now drawing the knees towards one another, moving slowly and mindfully. So you're cultivating that strength and mobility of the hip joint. Knee comes towards you and slowly moves towards the lower knee. And then reach out through the sole of the foot. As you bend the knee turns upwards. Slowly draw the knee down towards the lower knee. As our final one, outstretch. Knee turns up. And slowly comes to meet the lower knee. So gently easing your way back up, supporting yourself, moving mindfully. And then we'll do that one on the right side before coming down to relaxation. Stretch the left leg up, and a gentle stretch throughout the left leg. 3 rotations through the ankle, one direction, and 3 in the other direction. So you're going to bend into the knee, draw your knees towards the chin. And then outstretch through the sole of the foot, straighten the leg, turn the knee up, toes up, reaching up towards the ceiling. Move slowly and mindfully, so cultivating that slow strength and patience. Balance of strength and mobility. You slowly draw the circles of the hips. Take one more like this. And as your left knee comes to land on the right knee, easing your way back up. Gather any blankets or cushions that you might like for Shavasana. If you're feeling a bit cold, you could put some socks on. And I recommend laying the blanket under the hips. If you're feeling a bit of pressure under the hips, that might be nice. And placing a cushion in between the thighs. Before we come down to laying down, I'm just going to free up the neck once more. So dropping the chin down towards the chest. Gently roll your chin up towards the left shoulder. And gently rolling the chin down towards the right shoulder. Taking one more, drawing a smile shape or a crescent moon shape with your chin. That release at the upper back, neck and shoulders. And gradually make your way to your side lying position. So lying on the left side, cushion in between the thighs, maybe a blanket on the ground, and you could use the top arm as a little pillow, resting the ear on the hand. Maybe rest that top hand on the hip, or you could place it on your bump. And in a comfortable, supported position for yourself in this final pose. Once you've settled down in your reclined position, allow the eyes to close. Draw your awareness down towards your baby, safe within your womb, its current home. And sending that love and compassion and strength down to your baby. You shower your baby with your own resources of love, compassion, and strength. And recognize these qualities within you. You've already got all of the qualities that you need to be the mother that you want to be. The strength and compassion and courage. Now land your awareness on the rise and fall of your breath. Each inhale, receiving these qualities for yourself. Breathing in compassion, strength, and courage. And as you breathe out, gifting these qualities to your baby. Compassion, courage, strength. Recognize the receiving of the inhale and the generosity to give with the exhale. Breathing in compassion, courage, strength. Allow yourself to receive the nourishment of your in-breath. As you breathe out, gifting these to your baby within you. Courage, compassion, strength. Recognize the connection between you both. Allow yourself to bask in the subtle movement of your breath in this final pose. Feel the breath move in through you. Feel the movement of the breath within the stillness of this pose. The movement of life flowing through you. And gently wiggle the fingers and the toes. You'll slowly make your way to a comfortable seat without any rush to get there. And you arriving seated, bring the hands to heart center. And thank yourself for making this time to practice, taking this time for yourself and your baby. Thank you for joining me on this course. Namaste.